yo. What up, what up? Good morning, GMGS. Thursday, September 19th, 2024. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning.
It's a GM. It's a green morning.
Oh, yeah.
Crypto is pumping. Memes are pumping. Stocks are pumping.
Everything.
Likes the rate cuts here, at least so far.
Oh, yeah, baby. Everything is pumping. Everything is pumping on the dot. Look at that. Everything's pumping. You absolutely love it. I mean, look, Tyler, I mean, you've been hosting this show with me for a moment, right? So you hosted it with me all summer long, right? What did I say? What did I say in the summer? I said, Labor Day weekend, people come back to work, and then my birthday the weekend after is the bottom. Did I not say that?
Yeah, I think your birthday was quite literally
we hit $52,000 on Bitcoin on September 7th, which was the Pico bottom for now.
Broke knew it, folks.
Listen, I try to tell everyone, it's not like it's my birthday, so it's the bottom. It's the stars, they aligned. It's just how it is. You know, it's just how it is. You know, it's just how things work. You know, like broke is reading the horoscope. Woke is studying astrology, and and the stars were aligned. The stars were aligned. And as I turned 30, this happened. I mean, look at the chain of events, right? You got Donald Trump now buying burgers in Bitcoin. Look at that. How poetic.
He's a crypto maxi now.
Oh, dude, he's one of us. He's one of us for sure. So he's buying crypto. So look at that. I told you, bottom, this, that. And speaking, that was not going to sound right. I'm not going to say that. I was going to speak of bottoms, but it really doesn't sound the same way when you say it. Oh, no.
I'm a top.
Actually, I don't doubt it. You're a Chad. What up, Mando? Good morning.
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm really, really good. Oh my God, especially with all the Diddy stuff going on the timeline right now, is not the time for these jokes. They just don't hit the same at all. They hit really wrong. They hit really, really, really wrong. What up with that, by the way? Anyways, no, we're not gonna become a rage bait account. I know that's a natural continuation usually after you go mainstream, but we're not gonna go there. Anyways, Mando, what are you eating today?
I don't even know. Mango looks like just mango. So I don't even know.
You're like a big mango guy. So is the rec drink? Did you guys decide? Is it gonna be Mando's Mangoes, the next one?
I hope so. Obi is obsessed with mangoes, right? Like Obi eats like a mango.
Obsessed. It's true.
So it does feel like naturally it should be Mando's Mangoes.
I like Mando's Mangoes. Like I feel like Mando's Mangoes, naturally speaking, should be the next. We're gonna petition. So the red guys in the audience, because I know there's a lot of us, a lot of you guys, in the audience and the red guys. Please make sure that OSF makes that the next flavor. Anyways, today's show today market report. We got a lot to cover yesterday after the 50 bips rate cut by Mr. Powell. And by the way, did he show up with the purple tie? I didn't even look at the thing. But he did. Oh, sure did. Tyler said, I heard Tyler made a lot of money yesterday, so I can't wait to talk about that because he's been betting on the 50 bips for a moment now. He talked about it on the show. I'm sure we could even go back and check it because you've been saying 50 bips. So I'm curious to know how much you hit because you said it was your biggest poly market hit so far. So I'm really excited to hear that one. Next up, Tyler, speaking of the devil, Tyler's top 100. I mean, I'm sure Tyler probably has so much to cover today. Oh, my Lord. I'm sure he's got a lot to talk about, but don't worry, y'all, because I have no more stories to tell. So we're going to go right into it this morning. And then last but not least, we're going to do Rollbit spins today. So we do 4 of these per week. So for those of you who are not familiar with the show, we give money away every single week. And we are nearing $1 million. We could have had that this week. We could hit that next week. But one thing's for sure is that we are getting crazy close to the $1 million mark. We are at $932,000. So all you have to do is follow FOMO Hour, follow Myriad Markets, and follow Rollbitcom. And then we have a raffle bot where we'll give a code in the middle of the show or at the end of the show. And then you go to rafflebot.xyz, sign up, and you'll be eligible to win, which is amazing because I got word last week that the reason it took a while is that it kicked out like hundreds of bots that were trying to game the system. So no more, no mas. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Last but not least, of course, this show is powered by Galaxis, a no-code Web3 platform that empowers creators and communities to become owners. Check out Galaxis XYZ on X. All right, Mando, we need to talk about those rate cards ASAP, and this market is just looking beautiful.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
GM, everyone. Yeah, so I didn't see this coming. I thought it would just be 25 bipper, but it was 50 bips. It swung around a little bit when it happened. We went down, we went up, and then probably about an hour afterwards, we started to really start to rally. It's been pretty broad-based, so Bitcoin dominance, I think, has actually gone down slightly, but you saw big rallies in ETH and Solana. Solana's up to around 40, ETH up to just shy of 2,500, Bitcoin just breaking through 63K as we go live. Definitely a solid day all around. The same L1s that were leading before have again continued. So Sui has probably been the biggest gainer. That one, Sui is now 1.35. So it was at $1 just a few days ago, really. Like that one's done a 2.5x in about 3 weeks now. So decent move in Sui. Well done for everyone who picked up on that one. I think we've been talking about it quite a lot on its way up as well. But that one's definitely been leading the L1s. We saw some of the major memes have a pop. So Popcat is near $1 billion again, which is decent. You've had Whiff actually had a good day. Mog had a good day. Kind of memes have done relatively well. Like not crazy. This is definitely like a bit more broad based, right? Like you look through that list and it's not all just memes. It's kind of a bit of everything. Popcat is probably been the standout performer. Looks like it's heading but to $1 billion again. But
Wow.
Yeah, the others are mainly just like L1s. There's a few random DeFi plays in there. Yeah, bit of a mixed bag, I would guess, in what's been really, really strong. In terms of now what to expect, right? So we are now going to be going through a period of pretty aggressive lowering of interest rates. We've still got a long way to kind of drop interest rates. Like this was from 5.5% to 5%. Interest rates are still at 5%. He said that he will drop them another 50 bips by the end of the year, so at least 2 more rate cuts. Markets are already predicting that we're around a 50% probability that he drops even more than that. So there's a lot of expectation here that inflation's coming down very, very quickly, and the Fed is going to have to move pretty aggressively. So let's see, but definitely an easing of policy. The Bank of England didn't drop rates today, but you're generally going to see most other economies look to drop rates.
Mm-hmm.
ECB, Bank of England. The only one that won't will be Bank of Japan, but that's because their rates are basically still at 0%, and they're like very, very slowly raising them from zero. So we've got an easing period here. The jobs data today that came out wasn't that bad either. So like I said to you before, there's going to be a lot of sensitivity around economic data. As long as that stays okay, this is generally a very good setup for markets. It's just interesting to see where money is flowing. Bitcoin back at 63K, ETH at 2,400, Solana at 140.
Love that.
Bitcoin's definitely been outperforming there for a little bit. Like the last time Bitcoin was at 63K, Solana and ETH were quite a decent amount higher than that. So money is definitely rotating into different things. it's worth looking at maybe some of the other narratives that are happening at the moment. Obviously, memes have good days, but this is them bouncing off for the most part off a very, very weak period. So it'll be interesting to see how that one develops. Pump.fun is pumping out, I think, less successful coins at the moment. So maybe dilution is less of an issue than it has been in the past. Like people are more happy just to play with this cycle's meme coins, but that can change very, very quickly. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like people are just going back to the legacy memes, or I mean, they're not legacy memes, but they're just the memes of the cycle. Let's just call it that way, right? Like the usual subject. Like I'm sure if we go to top gainers, like well, Tyler's going to talk about it, so I'll leave it to him. But the Popcats, the Mogs of this world, and the Mumus, and this and that. Like I think if I go to all the ones that we've been tracking for a while, I bet you they're all up 10 to 30 points, right? Like, look, there you go. Mumu's up like what, 35 points. Over 24. Look, it's obviously down from way down from its highs, but if you look at the ones that none of us really are involved in, but like even the usual, look, Giga 25 points up, right? Oh wow, look at this chart. Jesus, this is nice. Wow, that's actually a nice chart. I'm not gonna lie. Holy shit. How's let me see how Pepe is doing. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. 1 second. You have like Pepe, for example. Like, see, that's what it looks like, right? Mando, people just rotating to what they've been buying all cycle.
I would say that, if something drops 50, 60% and then goes up 20%, that there's a few which look unbelievably strong. Popcat being the strongest out of the major memes. All the others are bouncing off a very weak period still. So they got, someone, I was speaking to someone today at my gym, and he was like, oh, one of my coins is up 60%. I was like, oh, that's great. And he was like, yeah, but I'm down 80%.
Of course. Well, that's like most people that got into the space, because most of the normies entered the space at this cycle's Pico top, right? When Bitcoin was in the 70s and like Mog was 900 mil and like Pepe was like 7 billion, right? Like that's when really we saw a crazy rally, and then we saw a very aggressive move down in the last few months. Like it's been 3 months. I mean, let's look at Bitcoin for a second before we go to Tyler's top. I mean, Mando, we've been ranging in this exact 63, the famous 63K, February 21st. It's since February, the same,
And what I'd be looking at here, just bringing up the chart maybe for a minute, is we just hit it looks more likely that we hit a higher low. Sorry, right? Yeah. Now if we break above that 65K.
Let's draw some lines.
Which was the last high. Do you see what I mean?
Let's draw some lines. So this is what you're talking about, the higher low here for people. There you go.
Well, yeah, potentially, yeah. But the real thing is that 65K here. So if we break up to like 66K here, that would really show that, we're coming out of this descent.
Right here?
Yeah, exactly. That would be the one.
Lines.
So I think we're going to head there, and then we'll decide what we want to do.
Yeah.
So I think I said it before, but I think 80% probability here we're going to 65.
I mean, what does it look like? Something like this or something like this? And then
probably something like that. Probably something a bit like that. Yeah. Like I don't think maybe some people turned in today to buy a ton of Bitcoin, but actually the Bitcoin ETF saw outflows yesterday, as did ETFs. I think what it really was is just people who were in crypto got bullish, and so you put money to work. I think we probably still have some volatility left until the election. So I wouldn't go like, oh my God, this is it, it's all over. Like I still think we've got a little bit of volatility, but I do think that around the election we'll start to rally a lot. That's what I've said for a long, long time. But it's the perfect setup now for that as well.
I have a question for you. Do you think that the rate cuts, it was like a lot of news yesterday, right? It wasn't just the rate cuts, right? It was rate cuts. It was the government of what, Pennsylvania? Which government was it? Maybe Tyler, you know better than me, that started the Bitcoin. Louisiana. You had that. So you had rate cuts, which was big one. You had the government of Louisiana. Of course, it helps that Donald Trump's buying Bitcoin on national television. Burgers using Bitcoin doesn't help the image of it all. And it looks like he did really well in New York last night in terms of like popularity. So it's like, which is a pretty large state, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you now just like a Trump?
No, I was betting on the words and I got wrecked. I lost absolutely everything I had. I was betting that he would say the word golf, and he didn't.
God damn it!
Did you tell Base Carbon? I had to like. I like that account. He's a terrible mentions market better. So this is Just a PSA. Because I think he wanted golf and Taylor Swift too.
I know. I tailed him and he failed me, which is wild. But you know what's crazy? It's like, I mean, golf. He could have said golf. He said golfer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think golf is a bad bet.
Thank you, Tyler. Well, I went all in on that one. I went full port on golf, and that didn't hit. But anyways, so okay, that's that for the market, Mando. So pay attention.
Before we transition, maybe I think one thing for tomorrow, like this Bank of Japan seems to be a big event tomorrow. So like I'm kind of personally holding on celebration. So a lot of the bear takes, like Arthur Hayes, Ronesse, I think he gave a speech. He's calling the 50 bips a nuclear catastrophe. The 50 bips cut, a nuclear catastrophe. And he's talking about how it's setting up the yen carry trade to happen again. So if the yen gains strength against the dollar, then the whole problem we saw a month ago could repeat.
I'm a fan of Arthur Hayes, but he's probably called 10 of the last 2 massive sell-offs.
I have to say he's been like, I'm a fan as well. He's been quite wrong, but I'm a fan. But
his macro takes, he was saying that we were going to 50K and he was shorting at 55K. Said that trade was going to unravel again too.
That's true.
He's become a bit of a one-trick pony for the last 2 months, talking about this yen carry trade unwinding. And he was very, very good at explaining it at the start, but he keeps on like doom.
I have to agree
about it. And literally ahead of every single major event for the last 8 weeks, he said, watch out for the carry trade. So I don't know.
I agree with you. I think Arthur's super fucking cool and he's a Chad. He's one of the most successful people in their industry. So like respect, but like the last calls, this cycle's calls. I mean, this goes to show you like this cycle has been impossible to call. Like all the people.
Pups, right?
Shut up. Is he even awesome right now partying in Singapore? Can they just get drunk and like run it back? Like,
I hear Ansem versus BitBoy has been announced.
Dude, I saw that. It's so crazy how staged this stuff is, but I do think I'd be scared going to a ring with BitBoy.
BitBoy's a heavy favorite there.
100%.
Maybe a 10-1 favorite.
1,000,000%. I mean, for sure. BitBoy's just cocaine bear, you know? So I wouldn't fight BitBoy. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's fight BitBoy.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty solid last fight. Like it was almost his redemption arc when he fought last, you know. So I don't know. Anyways, Tyler, let's see what you got for us. Yeah.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler D on Fomo hour cause the kid can't miss.
Ready to bash some bears. Our top story, Farouk's latest interview guest, Donald Trump. He is leaning more into crypto. He used Bitcoin as payment at a bar in New York City last night ahead of his rally yesterday evening. So clearly embracing crypto and Bitcoin even more. The SEC was hammered in a congressional hearing on Wednesday as the former SEC commissioner and now Robinhood senior lawyer recounted their difficulties in complying with the SEC's murky regulations. So they are clearly in hot water with U.S. Congress. Louisiana became the first state to allow crypto payments with the first transaction and a hunting license purchased in Bitcoin because, of course, that was the first transaction in Louisiana. In other news, Revolut shared plans to issue a stablecoin as the London-based fintech company looks to expand their reach in crypto. Wisdom Tree is pushing further into real-world asset tokenization with their Wisdom Tree Connect product for businesses, offering access to tokenized funds. And then Borderless Capital introduced a new $100 million DPIN fund. It seems like DPIN, one of the hotter topics at Token 2049. In protocol news, Parallel shared a first look at its upcoming third-person shooter game called Tau Ceti, allowing players to use their Parallel avatars in the 3D world. The game looks pretty dang good. Solana Mobile is up to $70 million in pre-orders for their second Solana phone, the Solana Seeker. That's now 5x the demand of their first phone, the Solana Saga. In memes, we kind of went there. Meme coin majors are majorly green here this morning. PopCat leading all notable movers up over 30%. Several mid-tier Solana memes up 20 to 40%. The other Nero back up 50%. And Moo Dang is the hot new runner.
Moo Dang.
The viral, named after the viral baby hippo. Was up
really? So that we not seen this viral hippo.
I have not. Dude, I'm half still getting back into the space. Like,
where have you been?
I've been in Florida.
We got to talk about Mood Dang. Just run us through the rest of the headlines, and then we'll come back there. In NFTs, kind of a lot of NFT headlines. So the NFT finance film Caladita hit number 1 on Netflix. So some strong success for them. An X copy edition of 6 sold for 300 ETH early this morning. That's over $700,000 for an edition of 6. Bored Apes, big day for them. They introduced a new trading simulation game called Top Trader for Ape Chain. It's developed by the Workshop team. It offers crypto rewards for the best high leverage traders. They were also, Bored Apes was the answer to a Jeopardy question in an episode that aired last night. And then Dookie Dash Season 2 starts here today. And then we got some breaking news right before the show. The Floor app, folks may remember the Floor team.
Yeah.
They rebranded as Rally with a new focus, your wallet made social. So some
like Rally, like the
your Rally cap. Floor is now Rally. Refresh your apps. I think they've already made the change.
Good people there. I haven't used Floor much because I don't really use the apps and stuff, but like I like Chris a lot, and they're always supportive of us. So this is really cool. I'm trying to look at that. I'm trying to find that for you. Okay, cool. Very nice. Very, very good. Well, Tyler D, I want to first start with your infamous bet. I want to know, if you don't mind sharing, how much did you have on this 50 bips thing? Like, you seem very happy yesterday.
Yeah, so it wasn't the craziest windfall. This was more just like one of those bets where you had conviction and it just felt good just to hit a long standing bet. So I ended up buying about $1,000 worth at 16 cents. So it was a 6-to-1 long shot at that point. Held it all the way through yesterday. I sold my initials off about 2 hours before the event just because it was a true coin flip. And my general thesis was that it felt like a coin flip and 16% was way too low of chances, kind of given historical precedent. And but held the rest into the meeting. We hit 50 bips, ended up cashing out 5-to-1. It's about $5,000 on a $1,000 bet. Again, not like the craziest windfall. Like I've had random memes, make more in a day and it felt nothing about it. But this one, I was just, it felt much more joyful. Just, having convictions, holding the bet for over 30 days. We talked about it on the show several times. So this was just a fun one. But my Polymark account grinding up, started with like $2,000 or $3,000 up to $12,000. So I've got
I'm at zero. I got 2 cents left in my wallet.
Too many mentioned market bets.
Yeah, dude. Come on, man. That's crazy. So congratulations on that. You did call it. So if you listen we're like spoon feeding people on the show and with all sorts of things. I mean, look at that. You absolutely love to see that. You absolutely love to see that. Tyler, I mean, where do we even start? It seems like
memes. Let's go deeper into memes.
Let's go with the memes. Let's go. Let's talk about that. Tell me.
We talked about Popcat. Popcat clearly the leading performer right now. So like most of the majors, they were up on the day, but they're all down like 70%. I mean, Popcat's basically at all-time high here, right? Like it briefly touched 1 billion for like a day, maybe a few days, but now it's back at 900, a touch under 900. I mean, it looks like the strongest performer. I think a lot of folks are starting to wonder, will it flip with? I think it gets really interesting the closer it gets to whiff and bonk. Does it have the staying power to play in that range? Is it going to be one of those that kind of trades at like 50 to 60% of whiff, and you need the leaders to start leveling up to really move up? So it's going to be an interesting one to follow. I don't know if that's a strong read. I still feel like whiff is the stronger meme.
Is it?
I can't argue with this performance.
I think whiff is a strong meme. I don't know if it's a stronger anymore in terms of narrative.
It's definitely lost some of the momentum it had.
It does look bottomed out, though.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's bottomed. Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I said this to you months ago that I preferred Popcat to whiff. I feel like whiff is in a holding pattern and was really tied to Ansem pretty heavily, and things kind of turned south for him. And then there was the Sphere stuff. Whereas Popcat's Asian Chads, man. You don't fade that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So what else are you looking at in terms of meme, Tyler?
Moodang. So
tell me the story of this Mood.
So there's a baby hippo. His name is Moodang, and he's just going viral. He's just a very silly baby hippo. He gets himself into precarious situations.
Wait,
He's just loved across.
this?
Yeah, so this is the meme chart. So it's a week old. It's not like a super recent runner, but I guess I didn't even realize this hippo was this old. But I think they really started going viral in like the last 3 to 4 days.
Yeah,
and this is like the biggest rocket. I think a lot of folks, I've seen folks on the timeline say they got in like sub 100,000 on this one.
Really?
Which, like, if you look at that tail at the beginning, like there was a several day stretch where you could have gotten in fairly low. I feel like that's what's been missing in this recent round of meme coin trading is like anything decent runs up so fast that it's impossible to hit like those 10 and 25 X's unless it goes to like a quarter billion. But here you've got folks who hit it going to 25 million because there was multiple days where you could get in under $1 million.
Wow.
So people starting to have some success. It has spun up its own huge collection of animals and betas to Mudang already. So we'll see if any of those are able to run up. I think the market caps are too low to really talk about much on the show just yet. But if Mudang keeps pumping up, we might see some more Mu betas. Here.
Oh wow, that's good. We need this. We want a bunch of memes to go to Valhalla.
We need a new meme to do really well. I think. I feel like that's something that's been missing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's absolutely insane. So good for the people. In other news, not meme news, it looks like let me see what you got. I mean, where do we even start? You have your Bored Ape news. There's the Kaidita news. There's the SEC stuff. What do you want to go next?
We could touch on the SEC story.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit lighter, but I think the takeaway here is that Congress are getting more and more fed up with the SEC and just generally lack of clarity in how that they are handling crypto companies. Yeah. And I think the testimony yesterday, it's important because it came from Daniel Gallagher, who was a former SEC commissioner. So he knows the inside out of the SEC. And you'll find this is actually pretty common in like the compliance space. People who will be regulators at the SEC, and then they'll go work in like high-ranking lawyer or high-ranking compliance roles at banks and fintechs like this, because they know the playbook. And here he is testifying yesterday that there is no playbook, and that Robinhood did their best to try to comply with the SEC, and that basically it was just impossible. And it was basically just a 3-hour lashing of the SEC and Gensler and everything they've done, and how difficult they've made it for U.S. crypto companies. So I think that this is important because there's been a lot of chatter on, crypto is doomed if Kamala wins versus crypto is going to be massively successful if Trump wins. And I think there's more evidence that there is a middle here, right? Like,
yes,
the Congress is starting to flip. Like there's still, I think, a potential future for crypto in the U.S.
Well, I definitely think that, regardless of the outcomes, like crypto's crypto, right? Like we've said it on the show before, we've run to highs regardless of the government hammering us 24/7, trying to make us, all criminals in this industry. Would help to have someone that's pro, but at the end of the day, like we've still got this way, this far with an SEC that's been highly against our industry. We're really coming up on this election fast, man. It's starting to hit. Like, September all the way until Christmas, it's just like, it's going to be a flash, right?
Yeah. It's going to be, I think this is why I think what Arthur Hayes is saying is kind of a little bit of cap there. Like we are getting, with each successive week up until the election, things will become clearer and clearer. The only thing, like a lot of we now know kind of the Fed cut and their trajectory. Yeah, maybe it might be 50 bits, maybe it might be 75 bits, but we know the trajectory. We're starting to see okay economic data. We'd have to see a real fall off there to see what happens. Oil's going lower. Like some of the stuff, the only real thing that's still uncertain is the election. If the election, either way, I think we're going to see a rally. Like once all of that is in this rearview mirror, I think we're gonna be in a good position. I think Gensler's in front of Congress next week. all of the SEC, in fact, including Hester Pierce.
Oh, we're gonna get some good clips.
That's a big one.
So I think on Tuesday they're all in front, and then Wednesday it's just Gensler. So
Nice.
And whether you think this is fair or not, crypto is spending a ton of money on this election, like an absolutely ton. It's by far and away the biggest pack at the moment. Is the crypto pack. One of them's to do with Coinbase, one of them's to do with the Winklevoss twins, but they are spending more than any other pack. So it is turning. Money in politics does change people's views very, very clearly. And I think they're going to get a really, really hard go here, particularly Gensler. Some of the comments that were made yesterday basically saying that Gensler is making up terms to deal with crypto at the moment, which like he's just making up regulation on the spot. And that's just something that you have to be aware of. The SEC does not make regulation. They are only there to enforce. Right. And that's what the Chevron deference thing was about a couple months ago. It was about the fact that there had been overreach from these agencies by essentially acting like regulators, as in like they were writing the regulation rather than just enforcing it. So this sort of regulation by enforcement was questioned, and now that they are going to have to wait for actually regulation to be written. So I think he's going to get a lot of heat on the idea that he basically took it upon himself to self-regulate the crypto space when it wasn't his to deal with.
Yeah, that's you're right. I mean, this is probably what he's going to get, hammered with. I'm also curious to hear Hester Pierce, right? Because she's been fiercely kind of going against Gensler. I mean, remember when they went after Blaze Cats or Storner Cats? She even wrote a letter the next day saying she disagrees with him.
She came out just a couple of days ago after the Flyfish settlement. Basically saying Flyfish settled for $750K. She came out and said what?
So it was $750. It was not 1 point something million. Okay,
I think it was. Well, that's what I'd seen, and she came out and said, "Why the hell are they even going after this?" Flyfish sold basically a dining club as an NFT, and
I think we should go after Soul House.
The SEC's gone after, and it's what are you doing? So.
Meanwhile, BlackRock on his own dime is helping track down the criminals behind this $240 million.
Dude, did you have the TLDR on that, Tyler? I didn't know if you were ready for that.
It came out right before the show, so I didn't have a chance to dive
tomorrow.
Yeah,
let's talk about this tomorrow. Let's go into details on this. But this is not Wiz. Wiz. Okay, it's not the Wiz. People are thinking that Wizard of Soho is part of the $243 million scam. Actually, he's been buying a lot of watches. But okay, so let's.
What do you think an X-Copy 1 of 1 is worth now?
I mean, you had one sell last week, no? So you got to base off of that, right?
No, we've only really had an edition sell recently.
I'm pretty sure 101 sold, no?
I think it depends on the 101 still. It's been the highly coveted editions.
Are you selling, Mando? You have two, no?
Oh wow, do you?
Yeah, me and Obi were just talking about it today.
I would definitely take my money.
These things are going absolutely insane at the moment.
Definitely while the market's hot. I mean, you guys are good at turning money into more money. So if you can get $1 million or $2 million from that shit, you may as well, right? What's your vault?
Who's the buyer? Who? I guess I'm trying to work out why are these These are getting swept.
There's a group of people just buying up X copies. You should just reach out to the guy who bought mine, lostwisdom.eth or something, or Raul and these people. You guys are tight with Raul, so he must know.
He's been buying editions. He bought some of the editions early, right? He did a good job.
He's part of, I'm sure there's a group chat of people that are X-copy aficionados, right?
There was something that came out, I think it was yesterday, that Cosimo mentioned, is that one of the people that was involved in the sale of the Salvador Mundi, the most expensive painting I've ever sold, is setting up an auction house for NFTs. If you go to his account.
Who?
It's I don't forget the name of the person, but they've set up a specific digital art auction house. If you go to Cosmo,
I don't know.
Definitely there. I remember seeing it.
No.
Yeah, this is it. Fair Warning Arts. Today is a major day for the digital arts. Loic Guzer made history as mastermind of the Da Vinci Salvador Mundi auction, which closed at $450 million. Now he's further shaking up the art world with his new auction platform. 2 to 4 times monthly. One rare and highly prized artwork is chosen to be auctioned but to a select group of traditional art collectors. A true who's who of which many are household names, all trust. So maybe we're starting to see this sort of stuff happen again. It's starting with an autoglyph, it looks like. So yeah.
This is the best case scenario, right? This is the original thesis playing out, is that eventually whales from the traditional art world would come in and start appreciating digital art.
Yeah.
I've been browsing. It looks like the X copy floor for 101s is like 325 ETH right now.
Oh my God.
It's one of the worse is the wrong word, but it's not like one of the most interesting pieces. So I think a decent X copy 101 could be live.
I mean, Ovi and Mando have like the Uniswap piece. Like they have like a sick freaking 1 of 1.
Yeah, you have the one that is only
it's a portrait. It's one of the only portraits, right?
is only. Yeah, he hasn't done another one.
Yeah, it's an actual portrait. What's your vault name?
Canary Vault.
Canary.
I don't even know the name. I don't know this piece. I don't know. Do you know the name offhand?
I can't find the Canary Vault.
Oh God, I'm pretty sure it's called Canary Vault. Either Canary Vault or Canary Vault. Canary Vault. Yeah, come on.
It's not Canary Vault. It's Canary Vault.eth. Okay, let's go look at Mando and Ovi's art collection. X copy. Oh, you still have 5 grifters? Jesus.
Yeah, we have 5 grifters.
You still have 180 rugs. Let's go. Let's go. Look at
I like the grifters a lot. I think
grifters.
The grifters are going to get back to 30, I think.
Oh, yeah. I actually agree with you on that one, Tyler. I think, wait. It's all, hold on. How do I find your?
I think it's super rare, maybe, to find it.
Super rare. There you go. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's this one, right?
That's one of them, yeah. But I don't know the other
it's not in this one. You also have this left. You still have this guy here.
Yeah.
And you guys are cooking. You guys.
Yeah, those are nice pieces to own.
Yeah. In other news, I saw also Danny Seed Phrase dropped this song with Blondish yesterday. I thought that was really cool. So definitely want to shout this out. I I bought it on base yesterday, the song with the vinyl collection. So you get a little physical version of it. I thought it was sick that Danny gets to do a collaboration song with Blondish a week before his Big Swarovski collaboration. So Danny's cooking, guys. Seed Phrase is cooking. Different ways of going mainstream, but next week there's an event at Swarovski on 5th Avenue shut down for his launch. So I thought it was really cool. I'll probably go there for the night and cover that. It'd be super cool. So he's doing Blondish and Swarovski. So it seems like NFT art, and also it's a collaboration with Swarovski merch, Seed Phrase, and Christie's, and not Christie's 3.0, the actual Christie's.com. So there's like all that to say to tie it all up to what Mando was saying, what you're talking about here, Tyler, like the art scene industry. And I know there's Freeze London soon. Like there's a lot of stuff that's starting to really heat up there. And hey, history doesn't, doesn't repeat itself. It often rhymes. Art launched the last run in 2021. I'm just saying, starting in 2020, at the end when Beeple started selling slowly, then $69 million sale. When billionaires get together and are trying to pump their art bags, it's not that bad for the market. I'm just saying. And by the way, before I go to the boys here, the code on rafflebot.xyz today, rafflebot.xyz. You go on this website, rafflebot.xyz. The code is president. PRESIDENT, president. If you get an error message, don't worry. It's still going to count it in. I just got the memo just in case. But just so you guys know, but what do you guys think? Like, is art going to come back and save NFTs?
It looks strong. Out of all the NFT stuff, like NFTs obviously have had a much better second half of this cycle than they did the first half, right? Like where they went a lot lower, meme coins dominated. Now it felt like a few months ago that kind of switched back and people started buying NFTs and Bored Apes put it in a bottom and all these other NFTs put it in a bottom and they rallied kind of after the Blur thing happened. But yeah, the art stuff, it's really just X copy though. Like I'm not seeing, the super rare bot isn't going crazy every single day. At least I haven't been seeing it go crazy every single day. So
yeah,
which is when the space was like the most fun. I felt like when it was like a lot of artists were doing well, and it was, we had like a digital renaissance being spoken about.
Yep.
It's now like a collector's bidding up already expensive pieces rather than a digital renaissance. Not that that's not happening. It's just that you're not seeing, let's say, emerging artists doing incredibly well.
Not yet, though, but you got to start from the top, right? Like, usually trickles down, right? What do you think, Tyler? Do you think, already over 100 entries on raffleball.xyz. Enter, y'all, because we're doing these raffles in like 5-6 minutes. So, Tyler, what do you think? You think maybe there's going to be an art revolution once again that pushes the NFT market?
I think Grail digital art looks great.
Yeah.
I think X-Copy piece is fantastic. I think your rare generative art is probably in really good shape. And then I think a few other handful of one-of-one artists. But kind of like Mando mentioned, it's been a very quiet period, and probably rightfully so. There hasn't been a whole lot of demand in the market for new digital art. But like Sam Spratt, like he's definitely like top 5, top 10 digital artists right now. It's been a very quiet year. Like I think he's been heads down and working.
Also had a kid.
Yes. and rightfully so, taking a break. But I think we need to see like artists like that, launching their projects. That's the type of thing that gains momentum. Right?
Absolutely.
In the space. And I think it's coming. Like we actually saw a run on the Monument Game NFTs last week, up to like 80, maybe higher. Maybe they went to 12. So there is interest out there. It just goes in miniature runs. Now, does that mean our PFPs are going to pump? Maybe not. So I think they're kind of different sectors.
Yeah. Wait until they find out about CryptoPunks, right?
Right.
Site's not loading. Just go www.raffleball.xyz. You actually have to put the www if it doesn't load, and check it out. Make sure you follow Fomo Hour. Make sure you follow Rollbit. What else I want to cover? Oh, one thing. I just realized right as the show started, lads, let me show you guys something cool. Look at this. 3 years ago today, on the dot, Rug Radio was born.
Wow.
September. Do you remember this guy here? Who remembers this?
Oh, man.
If you remember this, September 19th, 2021 is when we broke POAP and we melted the servers. And that infamous story that I've been obviously saying a lot more these days because everybody's asking me how Rug Radio was born on this day, 3 years ago on a fine. I think it was a Saturday in 2021 when I came up with the name Rug Radio and came up with the idea of it and the concept. It's pretty wild, right?
It is wild.
3 years ago. And then I remember Bernie was saying, and then he remembers finding out about Rug Radio through Ovi and Mando was saying that Rug Radio is a 3 to 5 year play. And 3 years later, we interviewed Donald Trump. So that's not a bad call, Mando. It's not a bad call, MFer. Oh my.
3 years ago. Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
I guess we didn't really come on board until the February or March, right?
No, you guys came on board when we minted. So January. You guys were minting early. So it was January that you guys got on board. September was the ideation of Rug Radio. December was it took me 2 months after to go back and actually try to build it. But September 19th, 2021 is when Rug Radio, the name, was born. So it's funny. It's funny. I should have said that. Yesterday I had BBC and New York Times call me and ask me what the hell Rug Radio is. I should have told them 3 years old now today. I keep saying 2.5 years. Shit. They grow so fast.
Yeah, you got to tell us the creation story. I think folks want to know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've said a bunch, but it's we're on Twitter Spaces. Shit kept breaking, and I was just called Rug Radio. let's start a decentralized creator network where we empower creators to make crypto mainstream and more viral. And it looks like 3 years later, we're definitely on the right pathway here to keep building this. So wow, then this is awesome. You absolutely love to see. All right, lads, should we get to giving money away?
Let's do it.
All right. The code, if it tells you invalid code, don't worry, it should work. If it tells you error, don't worry. It like Sam's just confirmed with me in the backend that your codes are going to www.rafflebots.xyz. If you don't follow Robit or Rug Radio is just, sorry, Fomo is just not going to work. So, that's what you got to do. I'm giving y'all 5 more seconds. Sims, are you with us? Mr. Timothée Chalamet. Call him Timothée Chalamet now. Oh, wait, a red guy just sold in the meantime. Hold on.
Yeah, 1 second.
1 second. Let me just swap that red guy that just sold. You know how I know that NFTs are starting to heat up? Is when I do the box twice a week and a lot of NFTs are missing from the thing for being sold. So
Good sign.
All right, tonight's a good night to go open a bottle of champagne, actually. I just realized 3 years old. The fuck? I'm going to go buy a nice bottle. Right? It's only fair, right? It's only fair that I go out and get a drink tonight. If I'm a little tired tomorrow morning on the show, you know why. I'll be there, though. I'll be there. All right, Mr. Timothy. Well, 243 people, and guess what? No bots, baby. You already know the vibes. All right, Timothy, let's see what you got. Let's see who we picking today. Let's see who the 2 lucky winners are going to be. Remember, if you win, you have to come on stage right away on mute so I can hear your voice, and then you'll go. So AAA NFT, AAA NFT, you're Bodago. Ooh, yeah, baby. So we know you're real. AAA NFT, congratulations. You do follow me. You do retweet, and you're real. Actually, you tweet a lot. And OX Ed Weirdo. Nice username. And OX Ed Weirdo. That's a funny username. I'm assuming your name's Eduardo. OX Ed Weirdo. OX Ed Weirdo. And AAA NFT, please. Okay, AAA is here. I'm letting you up. And OX Ed Weirdo. X TradFi Digital Farming and Trading London based. Look at that. Look at that, Mando. Look at that, Mando. A fellow.
He's actually in the side chat. Just request. Hit request.
But he's in the chat, right? Oh, I see him. You're good. He's real. Anyways, this thing is like, by the way, who built it? It's Jijin Tai, right? The red guy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Another standard red guy. So I'm expecting a
Yeah,
few pinks here and there. It gets the job done, right?
It's okay because it was built by a red guy. It's okay. All right. So what do we get?
He's in the chat at least, so we can.
Red guys hold up the whole of the digital economy. That's just
true. I mean, what do you think? I go to the red guy Discord to hire people. Look, Eduardo's here. I can tell. Sims.
Yeah, he's chatting inside. He's here.
Dude, Eduardo, go on my account, literally on X. Go on Farouk. Like literally, go here. Go right here, and click on the purple box here. Okay, click here. No, not this one. Whatever word it is. Oh yeah. Also, I bought a DGod within the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I saw this guy months ago and I really liked him, and now they're like down from the coin thing, right? Because at 23 souls, like fuck it, and it's like my favorite skin trait with the pipe to match my punk, and I love it. Isn't it cool? Like when you think DGod, he looks like a DGod, right? So, anyways, shout out to Frank. Frank's been showing a lot of love. I never owned a DGod, and I wanted to show love and own a DGod, so I want DGod now. I want DGod mode. Anyways, all right, so let's get going. I mean, AAA NFT, what's up?
Man, I'm so excited. Holy.
Are you ready?
I'm super ready. Let's get it.
Let's go. Oh, so close to Milady. Red guy, congratulations, AAA NFT.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you're very welcome. Make sure you're farming your drank points because I don't know, man. These guys over there, red guy, they keep being cryptic about shit. Won't tell me anything either, but I know they've got some stuff cooking. I know they got some stuff cooking. All right, Ed Weirdo. Sims, should we just go on with Ed? I mean, he's here. He's real. We've checked. Timothy Chalamet.
I'll let you make the call.
Yeah, I'll make. Yeah, he's good. This thing has genuinely been like removing all the fakes and stuff. So we're good. Let's go. This Weirdo. He's been chatting nonstop in the side room on X and commenting. So we're definitely okay to go. All right, let's spin, baby. Boom! Nice red guy too. As he comes up on stage, I just saw him request to speak. So there we go, Ed Weirdo. Congratulations, you win a red guy with hat. Boom, 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 boom. Well, here you go. 2 more red guys given, $2,000 more given. Just a reminder, since we didn't do them earlier this week and tomorrow's Friday, we're also going to be doing giveaways tomorrow on Robit. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you do all that good stuff. Yada, yada, yada. And with that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.